So you want to make a stencil for your paintings. So let me show you what I do to make it a little bit easier for you. What's up guys, my name is ArtistSenju and I'm a spray paint artist. I'm sorry if it sounds a bit echoey in here. I'm at my dad's for the week, for a couple of weeks actually. So my room isn't perfectly like sound treated, but I did my best, okay? But I know you got stuff to do, so I'll save the leaving a like bit for later. So let's jump in on how to make a stencil. I know I said at the beginning of the video that it's a little bit difficult, and that's true, it is a bit difficult, but once you learn how to do it and figure out, it'll be like riding a bike. It's pretty easy once you figure it out. But to start, you have two options. One is to find an image that you really like. It can be a character from your favorite show or book, or if you're confident enough, you can do a real life photo of somebody. So that's totally up to you. Choose whichever you feel confident doing. And the second option is turning one of your own drawings into a stencil on its own. Either one, the process is going to be the same, so choose whichever you feel the most comfortable doing. And for this video, I'm just going to use an image from a manga I've been reading, Jujutsu Kaisen, but use whatever image or drawing you would like to use. Oh, and I'm going to be using a picture of Gojo because he's the coolest, prove me wrong. Now to dive into the fun part. You're gonna open your favorite photo or drawing app or program. It could be anything from Procreate to IBIS Paint. I believe that one's a free one too, so if you need something free, you can use that. Or if you have a computer, you can use Krita, Adobe Photoshop. Choose whichever one you feel the most comfortable doing. But for a later step, I recommend using a PC. You'll see why later. And for me, the app I'm going to use is Affinity Photo. I really like that program. Open your app and create a new canvas. Make this the size of the paper or canvas you want to paint on, as it'll make lining it up easier for when you actually use it to paint. I use 11 by 18, I believe is what it is, as I use a Cricut to cut out my stencils, as it saves your hands from pain, I'll be dead honest with you. But I'm going to be showing you a way you can do this without using a machine. Once your canvas is open, you're going to add in your image, and all you have to do now is mark out where the shadows or dark bits of your image drawing is. As long as some lines don't fully connect, you'll be okay. The reason for that is sometimes if you connect some parts, you'll cut out more than you mean to. A good example is with the eyes. If you wanted to cut out the eyes but leave the pupil, you would leave like some space in kind of like that corner spot, so that way it just cuts out the line on the bottom and on the top, and then it'll cut out the pupil. As opposed if you connected those lines around the eye, it'll just pop out the entire eye. Now there are two ways you can do this step. You can either adjust the colors to where it's more black and white and the black shadowy bits pop out a bit more, but the way I recommend doing it is creating a new layer and drawing out, tracing over those shadow bits, as it'll make it a lot easier and you have a bit more freedom to add whatever you would want when you're done. Or if you want to just do a silhouette type of painting, then you'll just create a little outline of the character you want to make. And once you're done with that, hide the original image under your drawing, under like the stencil drawing, and you got a layout for your stencil. You're already halfway done, you're almost there. But now it's time for the difficult part. If you don't have a machine like a Cricut or a laser cutter, then you're going to want to use an X-Acto knife. You can get one of those at like Walmart, probably even a Dollar General. If you have one of those, and get one for like 10 bucks. Be careful though, because they are sharp. And now I'm sure you're wondering, how are you going to get this digital drawing you made onto your sheet of paper? I use poster board for this part, the same poster board I use for my paintings. So the easiest way to do this, and this is why I recommend using a computer early, is because of the monitor. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your paper or whatever you're using in front of your monitor, so that way your image will shine through that paper, and then you're gonna once again trace over those shadow bits on paper. I recommend using masking tape to tape it down, by the way, so that way your hand won't get tired and nothing will slip on you. Then you have to realign everything. It's a pain in the butt to do that. And the reason why I recommend using a computer for this part rather than like an iPad or a tablet, because this is how it went for me though, is whenever I would try to trace out the drawing, my fingers would like expand, or like the palm of my hand would like expand the image and have to again realign it. So that's why I recommend using a computer and taping it onto the monitor. And another way to make this 10 times easier is turning your lights off when you're doing this part, because then the image will perfectly shine through it, almost like a projector, sort of. Now, I don't have an X-Acto knife or anything, so I can't show you guys how to cut it, how I would cut it out, basically, using one of those. But it's really simple. You just take your knife, and, because basically just black blobs on your paper. So you just take your knife and just cut out those little blobs, little shadow parts that you made, similar to what you would do if you would chase it, just with a knife. And you're probably thinking, why can't I just use the image? Why do I have to draw it out digitally? You can do that. That's perfectly fine. I've done that before. But it just makes it a little bit easier to tell and see where each part is if you go ahead and draw out the stencil beforehand. It's more of an ease of life type of thing, you know? And once you just trace onto your paper, you simply just cut it out with your knife, and that's pretty much it. And that's how you do it for like 10 bucks at Walmart. Keep in mind though that this part can take some time to do. I've done stencils that took me 10-20 minutes to cut out, and others that took me hours. Depending on the complexity of your stencil, it can take up a lot of time. So keep that in mind if you're on like a time crunch or something. So just keep that in the back of your head. Think about how long the stencil will take you so you can plan other things out ahead of time. But now you know how to make a stencil, and you've also made your first one. I hope you're happy with it, and I hope this video was very helpful to you. This is my first tutorial video that I've ever made, so I hope I did okay here. And if you guys have anything more spray paint art related wise that you would like to learn and would like to know more about, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to make more videos like this. This was a lot of fun to do. So I hope it was helpful. Let me know if there's anything you guys would like to learn. And if there's nothing you want to learn or want to know about when it comes to spray painting, just leave your favorite emoji in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video also, I make other painting style videos. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe, as I think you would enjoy this channel. And if you're interested in any of my paintings, there will be a link in the description down below where you can find those. And with all that said and done, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.